Welcome to MediaShift's Digital Media Brief, brought to you by NextSpace and NextKids Co-working and Childcare in San Francisco. I'm Mark Glazer with guests Corey Hake at The Washington Post, Alex Kantrowitz at BuzzFeed, Jason Abruzzi at Mashable, Andrew Lee from American University. Microblogging service Twitter has been having a moment lately. The service brought back original CEO Jack Dorsey while also launching Moments, a new curated news feature, while also announcing layoffs for 8% of the workforce. While Moments is a boon to publishers like Washington Post, NFL, and BuzzFeed, as well as marketers who might end up paying for sponsored moments, the service was criticized for being bland and overly corporate. Plus, Twitter recently pulled down accounts for Deadspin and SB Nation over sharing GIFs from NFL games. Corey, what's the power of Moments, and how will Washington Post use them?
I think the power of Moments is really in the visual narrative, the idea that a journalist or just a Twitter user eventually perhaps can create their own their narrative of 15 or 20 different tweets that tell a story. I think we've used a lot of tools over the years to try to do that. Storify, obviously, we've all used that, embedding tweets within blogs. This is just, to me, it's a mobile-first attempt at that. It's just natively formatted in a way that works on the phone. Your hand just flicks through. It's a powerful storytelling tool, and that's how we're viewing it at the Washington Post.
Andrew, with all these changes under Jack Dorsey, do you think Twitter has a chance for growth and rebound?
It's going to be tough. I think you can look at what Twitter has done in terms of being such a ensconced part of the social media landscape, but their numbers in terms of revenue don't look as attractive as a Facebook or something else. But no, they're successful at what they do, but it's really hard because you don't have a lot of signal about the users, and you need to try to aggregate all this information and all these tweets out there without a lot of info about how to customize it for the end user. So they have a lot of challenge to make it as high signal as Facebook or something else where they can do a lot of that curation. But I think you have to see Twitter's long-term future being pretty good.
And Alex, as Twitter gets into editorial curation, are there pitfalls for the company around free speech issues?
So Twitter, on its own, will have to figure out a way to decide what's worth including in its Moments product and what's not. And frankly, the success of that product is going to be totally contingent on how well Twitter does that.
And Jason, does the NFL have legal grounds to ask Twitter to pull down the shared GIFs of game highlights?
Absolutely, and it doesn't even really need them, because now that they're in cahoots with Twitter, they've got a major company on their side that's got big ambitions on being a platform for those highlights. So it's in Twitter's interest as much as it is in the NFL's to be pulling down those GIFs.
Thanks for joining us for Digital Media Brief from MediaShift, brought to you by NextSpace and NextKids. Learn more about their pioneering program combining co-working and childcare at nextspace.us/nextkids. We'll catch you next week.